Hi everybody, my name is Mark Wagner and I was one of the 20 students to go abroad this summer with the Montgomery College Study Abroad program in Germany, Luxembourg, and Belgium. My special focus on this trip was to investigate BMW and how they make their cars. When you step into the BMW plant, you realize one thing. You hear a boom, and that's one M5 being made every 30 seconds down the factory line. They're stamped cars out of pressed aluminum, and almost all of the cars assembled in that fashion. Everything from the engine all the way up to the frame is all designed and built in Munich. The only two cars that aren't manufactured in Germany are the X5 and the X7 SUV, which are actually made right here in South Carolina in another US plant. Interestingly, BMW began in 1923 by making motorcycles, the first one being the R32. It wasn't until a few years later that their first car came out, featuring the double kidney grille that makes them famous, and of course the reverse boxer engine that gave the cars a low center of gravity and that sporty feel that they carry out today. Today they are the most expensive German car. It just surpassed Mercedes a few years ago. And surprisingly, in 1959, it almost was Mercedes, as they were avoided buying out by one quick board decision. When it comes to appearance, BMW has a very strict focus. They actually don't just paint the car, but they use an electromagnetic adhesive that is basically adhered to the car through electrolysis. It's very interesting, and then they paint it after that in multiple layers. They even use the BASF paint and recycle it using an ongoing water flow that runs through the factory. So when it comes to style, you can't beat that mirror reflection you get. A lot of people have asked me, are the BMWs in Germany better than the ones in the US? And I'm going to say, I think their excellence is very homogeneous all over the world. However, there are a few models that you can't access here, such as the 118D and the new 4 Series that just came out only a few days after we left the plant. The 118D is a two-door hatchback that even comes in a GT version. It's maybe the only BMW I've ever seen that had cloth seats in its premium version. It runs for about $20,000 US, which would make it the most affordable BMW in the US market, if they let us have one. Actually, I saw more BMWs and Mercedes in Europe, leading me to believe that they were more affordable there than here. Every BMW employee has the right to lease any car from BMW up to the 7 Series for only 5% of what the normal lease rate would be, just for being an employee of the company. So don't fill out your applications too fast. BMW doesn't just make BMW anymore. They also make Rolls-Royce, Mini Cooper, and a few other small subsidiary brands, Skoda, etc. These all belong to the BMW family, but the engineers now play a part in making them. If you notice, the Mini Cooper was redesigned a few years ago, as was the Rolls-Royce Ghost and Phantom. They all have this trademark BMW feel to them now. The engines are all designed at the same plant as well, although we didn't get to see the engine being made because the employees were on their well-deserved lunch break, but I did have a chance to talk with one later about the intricacies and all of the parts involved in the engine. Every engine that BMW does come out with is high performance. All of the BMW, Rolls-Royce, and Mini Cooper engines are made on-site in either the Munich, Bochum, or another BMW plant. Until recently, the 5 Series, 3 Series, 1 Series, and 7 Series all were related to the size of their engine, such as the 7 Series V12 was a 7-liter, the 5 Series was a 5-liter, the 3 Series was 3-liter, and so on, and the 1 Series had a turbo. However, now the names are less related because of turbo technology playing a big part. For example, the 335i has slightly less than 3 liters in some cases, especially the Dyna engine, but its twin turbo gives it more performance than most 5-liter engines. These displacement reductions are done for good reason, because in Germany, it costs approximately $1.79 in euros per liter. Make that 4 liters for a US gallon. That's €7.16 times 0.3, $9.30 US per gallon. Imagine that on the road. This is Mark Wagner, and it's been a pleasure telling you about Bavarian Motor Company and all their fantastic engineering. If you'd like to get more information, you can go to bmwworld.com or check it out. It's at 1 Olympia Boulevard in Munich. Thank you. Checking out.